Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 14th of August 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affairs. So watch this video till last. But I am requesting you all the students that you can download our application, that is Careers Cloud, and you can download from the description box. And after that you can log in with the email ID, and after login you can click on this crack current affairs section to subscribe a current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 year. Both the subscription prices are very much low. If you see the price, you will definitely surprise. But the most important thing that we are covering 90 to 95% of that current affairs which can come in your exam, and we are covering every type of exam. How we are covering this current affair? We are providing you daily section. In the daily, you will receive three type of things. One is detailed current affair, second is the question and answer format, third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on the daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, you will receive three things. One is the detailed current affair, question and answer format, and the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. The most important section is the monthly, and we are providing four type of things. One is the detail current affairs PDF, second is the question and answer format of current affair PDF, next is the best 100 current affair, that is also provided in the form of question and answer and the pocket PDF. It means the 2-liner and the 3-liners current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise the current affair very quickly. But to enhance your performance further, we are also providing topic wise current affair, and we are covering 20 most important topics which are very important for every type of exam. It means if you want to revise one topic related news, all the news will be covered under single PDF. So if you want to just revise a particular topic, then you can use these type of PDFs. If you are a banking aspirant, then we are providing three things. One is the detail and the question and answer format of current affairs only related to banking and economy. And next is the quiz section which is also related to banking and economy, and you can attempt this quiz on our application on monthly basis. If you want to cover all the past current affair of 2021 just from single PDF, then you can use this exam PDF. And guys, we are providing detailed budget and economic survey, and also we are providing expected question and answer so that you can recall that examiner can provide these type of questions from the budget and economic survey. And guys, we are also providing state current affairs. If you are appearing for your respective state exam, then this will definitely help you, and we are covering every state and union territory. So guys, all these things comes under just one subscription. We are not charging different prices for every topic, but we are providing all these things under one subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link, and you can log in with the email ID. After that, you can click on this crack current affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 year. If you are a beginner or you are starting the current affair just first time, then you have to subscribe our current affairs for 2 years. This is my personal advice. And guys, we are offering a freedom sale. We are providing you maximum discount. This was never happened before and it will never happen again. So this is the maximum. We are providing 70% discount, and the last date to avail this offer is 16th of August. It means till tomorrow you can avail this offer, and this is maximum discount that we are providing, and you can get extra discount 10% if you use this code ASH10. And guys, if you have any query, you can email us on this number or you can call us on this number. So let's start today's current affair, that is 14th of August 2021. And before we starting, you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and please join our Telegram group from the description box link. So let's start today's session with the most important question section, and here is the first question. The 130th edition of Durand Cup, guys, remember Durand Cup is related to football, an annual domestic football league. So remember, Durand Cup is a domestic football league in India. It will be held in which city? So guys, you have to remember, in 2020 the session was cancelled due to COVID-19, but now in 2021 in September and in October it will be held in Calcutta. So answer of this question is D. So you have to remember Calcutta or Kolkata to host 130th edition of Durand Cup from 5th of September to 3rd of October. In 2020, the session was cancelled due to COVID-19 pandemic, and the month-long tournament will be featured total 16 teams. This is again very important. And in 2019, Gokulam Kerala Football Cup, who won the cup in 2019? Remember, in 2019, the winner of this tournament was Gokulam Kerala Football Cup. And Durand Cup was firstly started in 1888, that is so much old, and the first tournament was held in Dakshai in Himachal Pradesh. And Durand Cup is the world's third oldest, remember, world's third oldest and Asia's oldest football tournament. You can remember, world third oldest and the Asia's oldest football tournament. and it is hosted by Durand Football Association Society, which is led by Indians Armed Service Chiefs. And the tournament is named after its founder, Sir Mortimer Durand. You have to remember this name, Sir Mortimer Durand. And the winning team is presented with the cash prize of 40 lakh rupees. And the tournament is named after its founder, Sir Mortimer Durand. This question is important. And he was also the Foreign Secretary of the British India from 1884 to 1894. That's why the name is important. So you have to remember. So these things are very important, guys. The organization here is All India Football Federation. You have to remember, President is Praful Patel, and headquarters is in New Delhi. Now we are moving to next question. Who is appointed as executive director of very famous motorbike, that is Royal Enfield? So guys, you have to tell me what is the right answer, because this question is the important, and we are talking about very important bike, especially in the Punjab area or the North India area, that is Royal Enfield, and who become the executive director. Earlier the executive director was Vinod K. Dasri. Basically, Vinod K. Dasri, the Chief Executive Officer of Royal Enfield, has resigned from his post. So now he was the former CEO, or you can say Executive Director of this Royal Enfield. But now a new person who was appointed, it is B. Govindarajan. So answer of this question is B. You can also see here, Royal Enfield CEO Vinod Dasari resigns, and you can also see this. He will also step down from the post of the whole-time director of the Eicher Motors Limited. And guys, you can also remember this Royal Enfield is a subsidiary of this Eicher Motors Limited, an Indian multinational automotive company. And Vinod K. Dasri has been serving as the CEO of Royal Enfield from 2019. So he just served like you can say almost 2 years. And B. Govindarajan, the Chief Operating Officer of the Royal Enfield, now appointed as the Chief Executive Director of the Royal Enfield for a time period of 5 years. So just remember the name. You can remember who resigned or who was the former Executive Director of the Royal Enfield. Now who was appointed? V. Govindarajan. But these two appointments are very, very important. Nasir Kamal, guys, you can remember he was recently appointed as Director General of Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. So you can remember. Rakesh Asthana, very much controversial appointment. You can remember Commissioner of Delhi Police. So very important appointment, especially for the Delhi Police. So remember Rakesh Asthana. Moving to next section. Only two questions were most important questions, but now we are moving to very important question section. You have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform. And guys, please join our Telegram group from the description box link, and you can avail this freedom sale, and you can avail till the time period of the 16th of August, and we are providing maximum discount, that is 70% discount. So you can avail, and please be hurry. And which state government has introduced Indira Gandhi Urban Credit Card Scheme 2021? Again, very important. You have to just remember the name of the scheme. Indira Gandhi Urban Credit Card Scheme 2021. The name is Indira Gandhi. That's why it is started by one of the Congress government. So, guys, remember the answer of this question is Rajasthan, because in Rajasthan, the Congress government is there, and Chief Minister is Ashok Gehlot. So he started this Indira Gandhi Urban Credit Scheme 2021, and it is interest-free loan to the street vendor so that they can uplift their livelihood. So it is to provide interest-free loan up to rupees 50,000. So up to rupees 50,000 loan will be provided to the street vendors and the many more, but total 5 lakh beneficiaries will be covered under this scheme. And the scheme is in lines with the budget announcement made by the Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot ji. And loans will be given on the first come first serve basis, and they will get an interest free loan without guarantee in 1 year. But there is a condition that if the family income is like 50,000 per month, or if the person income is 15,000, remember, if total person income is 15,000 per month, or the total family income is 50,000 per month, then he or the family will not be eligible for the scheme. You have to remember, especially you belongs to Rajasthan. And age group, they will cover 18 to 40 years, because the scheme is aimed at financially supporting and encouraging street vendors, especially people in the age group of 18 to 40 years, providing services in informal sector such as hairdressers, rickshaw pullers, potters, carpenters, electricians, etc. for self-employment, so that they can generate the maximum to maximum employment, and even they can do self-employment. and the scheme will be applicable just for the 1 year, and the loans can be sanctioned till 31st of March 2022. And even scheduled commercial banks, regional rural banks, or you can say RRBs, small finance banks, cooperative banks, and the non-banking financial companies or the NBFCs will be the leading institutions under this scheme. It means they will provide the loan. The loan moratorium period will be the 3 months. It means 3 extra months will be given, and the loan repayment period will be 12 months, but it is interest free, guys. It means no interest will be charged under this scheme. Maximum to maximum 50,000 rupees can be given under this scheme to the street vendors so that they can uplift their livelihood, or they can increase their income by creating self-employment. And maximum beneficiaries will be the 5 lakh beneficiary, but there is the condition like 50,000 per person, or the 50,000 per month. If the family income is there, then he or the family is not eligible for the scheme. So you have to just remember the main things under this scheme, especially for the students of Rajasthan. And guys, Chief Minister is Ashok Gehlot and Governor is Kalraj Mishra. Kalraj Mishra. You can remember also the national parks. Desert National Park is there, very important. Sariska National Park is there, again very important. Keoladeo Gana National Park, or you can say Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary is also there. That is also area of Keoladeo Gana. And guys, you can remember Ranthambore is there. Ranthambore. And latest added tiger reserve is also in the Rajasthan. That is Ramgarh Tiger Reserve. Remember, Ramgarh is the 52nd tiger reserve of India. Total tiger reserves in India 52. Moving to next question. Who released elephant and tiger population estimation protocol? So guys, again this question is important, especially it is related to the Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Now, who is currently the Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change? He released this elephant and tiger population estimation protocol on the occasion of the World Elephant Day, because we celebrated World Elephant Day on the 12th of August. So that's why this estimation protocol is released. And who is the Union Minister? Union Minister is Bhupender Yadav. So answer of this question is C. Prakash Javadekar was the former Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, but now it is Bhupender Yadav. You have to remember the name because it is important. And guys, you can see here All India Elephant and the Tiger Population Estimation Exercise to be done in convergence for the first time in 2022. And you can see here for the first time the Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change is converging elephant and the tiger population estimation exercise. And guys, you can remember the 4th edition of this magazine was also released. So you can remember the name of the magazine. It is Trumpet. Remember, Trumpet. The 4th edition of the Trumpet highlights the need for a landscape approach for synchronized elephant population. And guys, remember it is the 4th edition and it is quarterly newsletter, or you can say quarterly magazine. You can just name it as a magazine. At present, the Asian elephants are listed as endangered on the International Union for Conservation of Nature, or you can say IUCN red list of the threatened species. And most of the elephant range countries except India have lost their elephant population due to the loss of habitats and the poaching for illegal trade of tusk. So that's why if we are excluding India, then maximum countries elephant population lost due to the loss of habitat. And guys, you can remember about Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupender Yadav. He is currently the member of Rajya Sabha from Rajasthan. So guys, you have to remember the vital information which I gave you. Now we are moving to the next question, and you can also remember under this question, World Elephant Day was observed on the 12th of August. Moving to next question. Which bank signed a memorandum of understanding with the Para-Olympic Committee of India to become one of the banking partner? So again, this is important because one organization is very important, that is Para-Olympic Committee of India. Second, this bank who tied up and this become the banking partner of this organization, and answer of this question is Indian Bank. So D is the answer. So guys, you can see here Indian Bank signs MOU with the Paralympic Committee to support Paralympic athletes. It means the public sector bank, the Indian Bank, signed a year-long memorandum of understanding with this Paralympic Committee of India to become one of the banking partner ahead of the Paralympic Games of 2020 in Tokyo, Japan. Because I think all the students know this, the Paralympic Games are scheduled to start from 24th of August 2021 in Tokyo, Japan. and bank will provide financial assistance. This Indian bank will provide financial assistance to Paralympic athletes to prepare for the sporting events in domestic as well as the global platform. It means the financial assistance will be provided by the bank to the Paralympic athletes so that they can prepare very well. And the resources offered by the bank will be like utilized towards meeting the requirements of the Indian para athletes, like training, nutrition, equipment, certification, among others. And the initiative will empower many athletes to take up sports as a career without facing any kind of shortages, especially the financial shortages. So all the financial shortages will be covered by Indian Bank. So guys, you can remember the organization is important, that is Paralympic Committee of India. Remember, it is authorized and the sole organization in India recognized by the International Paralympic Committee, which is situated in Germany. Exact place is Bonn. And it is recognized as the National Paralympic Committee and the National Sports Federation by the Government of India for promotion and development of the para sports in India. And its president is Deepa Malik. You can remember who is currently the president of the Paralympic Committee of India. It is Deepa Malik. Again, very important personality. And headquarters is in New Delhi. And guys, you can also remember about this bank, Indian Bank. Indian Bank was established in 1907. Its headquarters is in Chennai. Tagline is your own bank, your own bank. And recently, Allahabad Bank was merged under this Indian Bank. And guys, you can also remember MD and CEO of this bank. It is Padamja Chundru. So you can remember this. Moving to next question. A book title, The Earth Spinner, authored by whom? So you have to just remember the name of the book. Name of the book is Earth Spinner. And this book is written by Anuradha Roy. So answer of this question is B. Very simple question. You have to just remember the name of the book. You have to just remember the name of the author. Just it. And just remember the question as in slide. Indian novelist Anuradha Roy has authored a new novel titled The Earth Spinner, a story about the changing ways of loving and living in the modern world. You can see the beautiful cover page of this book. Anuradha Roy is here. The Earth Spinner, the title of the book is there. And guys, it is a story about the changing ways of loving and living in the modern world. It narrates the story about two people who is struggling to free themselves from the constraints such as community, religion, state harassment, etc. The book Moving Between India and England reflects the encounter of East and West. So, it is a fictional story, you can say. It is a novel, so that's why you have to just remember the name. But other options are again, guys, very important. You can see here, very famous leader is here, Jairam Ramesh. He recently wrote a book, The Light of Asia. The Light of Asia. Next is Bimal Jalan, again very important bureaucrat, The India Story. The India Story. You can remember Ashok Lavasa, the former one of the election commissioner, he wrote An Ordinary Life. An Ordinary Life. It is a portrait of an Indian generation. So you can remember these all personalities are very, very important. So the books are very, very important. Moving to next question. Which small finance bank unveiled or started its first integrated market communication campaign, which is known as Badlav Humse Hai? So you have to just remember the name of the campaign. It is Badlav Humse Hai, and it is a marketing communication campaign, and it is launched by AU Small Finance Bank. So answer of this question is C. You can also see this. AU Small Finance Bank started or unveiled a mega brand campaign titled as Badlav Humse Hai, and also launched one platform which is known as AU 0101 or 0101. You can see here, it will showcase the bank's passion for innovation and represent it as a change maker in the Indian banking sector. So as a part of the campaign, this AU Small Finance Bank will release a series of ad films. You can see series of ad films on products and practices such as the monthly interest, anywhere banking, video banking, and the new age credit cards. It means all the facilities which are provided by AU Small Finance Bank will showcase through these ad films. And AU Small Finance Bank unveils its first integrated market communication campaign, this Badlav Humse Hai. It will definitely showcase the bank passion for the innovation and represent its change maker in the Indian banking sector. And guys, this bank also launched a event grade digital banking platform which is known as AU 0101. It is a full suite of banking services for its customer, including face-to-face interaction with a banker over a video call. So it is, you can say, a platform and it is a combination of all the services which is provided by AU Small Finance Bank. So you can remember AU 0101. And it should be noted that AU robbed recently Bollywood actor. One is you can say Amir Khan, and second is Kiara Advani. Kiara Advani as their ambassador. So you can remember Amir Khan and Kiara Advani become the brand ambassador recently of AU Small Finance Bank. So this bank is very important. AU Small Finance Bank. It was established in 1996. Its headquarters is in Jaipur. Its headquarters is in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Tagline is Chalo Aage Bade. Chalo Aage Bade. AAGE, आगे बढ़े, or you can say let's go forward. So you can also see in English. And MD and CEO is Sanjay Agarwal. Sanjay Agarwal. So moving to next question. Which country successfully test fired the nuclear capable ballistic missile, and name of the missile is Ghaznavi, or you can say Hath 3. But you have to just remember Ghaznavi missile belongs to which country? It belongs to Pakistan. And guys, you can remember it is surface to surface missile. Surface to surface missile, and you can see here Pakistan successfully test fire its surface to surface ballistic short range missile or medium range missile. You can say it is Ghaznavi missile, and it is a surface to surface ballistic missile Ghaznavi, or it is also known as Hath 3. Its total range is up to 290 kilometers. So you can say it is just a medium range ballistic missile. So other ballistic missile, one is the Gauri, and second is the Shaheen. But you can remember why this missile is named as Ghaznavi. So the missile inducted into the Pakistan army in 2012, and it is named after the 11th century Muslim empire conqueror, or you can say Muslim empire ruler, Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni or Mahmud of Ghaznavi. So guys, you can remember, I think all the students know about the medieval history and know about the Mahmud of Ghaznavi. So this is named after this name. And guys, recently Pakistan also launched in March 2021. In March 2021, also launched Shaheen 1A, which is known as Hath 4. Hath 4. Like this is known as Hath 3, it is known as Hath 4. In nuclear capable surface to surface ballistic missile, and Shaheen range is almost 900 kilometer. 900 kilometer. Again, it is one of the medium range ballistic missile. So guys, you can remember very important missile name. It is Ghaznavi and it belongs to Pakistan. Moving to next question. Who will provide line of credit, or you can say loan of USD 100 million to the government of Mauritius for procurement of defense item? Again, this is India. If examiner is asking about country, then it is India. And from Indian side or from the government side, it is given by Export Import Bank of India. So you can in simple words say Export Import Bank of India provide 100 million loan, or Indian rupees almost 742 crore rupees to the government of Mauritius for procurement of the defense items. And you have to remember the country name is Mauritius, guys. And under the agreement, the Mauritius government shall buy goods, you can say works and services of value at least 75% from any seller in India. The remaining can be procured from outside India. And guys, you can remember about this bank, that is Exim Bank. Exim Bank was established in 1982, in the same year when NABARD was established. So you can remember subsequently. And guys, you can also remember this is regulated by RBI, and headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and managing director is David Raskuna. David Raskuna. And country is again very important. Mauritius is there. Capital is Port Louis. Port Louis. And currency is Mauritian rupee. And prime minister is Pravind Jagannath. So you can remember also the name of the prime minister. Moving to next question. It is from picture, guys. ISRO's EOS, or Earth Observation Satellite 03. It was satellite mission which was launched recently, but it failed, guys. It failed to ignite. So this is very you can say bad news for the ISRO, or as well as for the country. Like Earth Observation Satellite, very you can say powerful Earth Observation Satellite launched, but it failed to ignite. So you can just remember the name of the satellite. It is Earth Observation Satellite, and it is named as EOS 03. And it is ISRO's most advanced Earth observation satellite. What was the work of this satellite? Its main objective is to provide near real-time imaging of the large area region of the interest at frequent intervals. Like you can say quick monitoring of natural disasters, episodic events, and any short-term events, and obtaining special signatures for agriculture, forestry, and the water bodies, and imaging the country like 4 to 5 times a day, and to monitor water bodies, crops, vegetation condition, and forest cover changes. So this is the work of this EOS, but it failed. The mission failed due to the technical anomaly in the cryogenic upper stage ignition. So you have to remember this word, cryogenic. Cryogenic stage basically consists of the engines that burn liquid hydrogen and the liquid oxygen to generate thrust for the rocket, to ignite the basically rocket. So this is the cryogenic stage, but it is failed. And you can also remember that ISRO, or the Indian Space Research Organization, to launch Bhutan's INS-2B satellite into space by December 2021. It is Indian Space Research Organization target to launch this Bhutan satellite into the space by December 2021. It will be a joint collaboration between India and Bhutan. And the satellite will be used to map Bhutan's natural resources and for disaster management. So India and Bhutan. So guys, you can remember these things. These are very, very important. Now we are moving to next question. Who wrote a book named as Art Cinema and India's Forgotten Future? You have to just remember the question as in slide, only as in slide. The name of the book is Art Cinema and India's Forgotten Future. So it is related to cinema. And answer of this question is Rachna Majumdar or Rachna Majumdar. So you have to remember the name. D is the answer. And this book specially examines the major works of the Indian art and cinema and their impact on the most influential insights of the post-colonial thought. And the book analyzes films by various legendary filmmakers like you can say Satyajit Ray, Mrinal Sen, very important you can say filmmaker, and Ritvik Gatak is a unique reading of the historical situations of the India between 1960 to 1970. So it is basically related to cinema and the most influential insights of the post-colonial thought. So guys, you have to remember about this book and the Rachna Majumdar. But guys, you can also remember other authors, again very important. Tahira Kashyap Khurana, the wife of you can say Bollywood actor Ayushmann Khurrana, Tahira Kashyap Khurrana, and she wrote a book, The Seven Sins, the seven sins of being a mother, the sins of being a mother. Next is Amitabh Ghosh, very famous author, and he wrote a book, The Nutmeg Curse. The Nutmeg's Curse. So you can remember this. Supriya Paul, again very famous author, and very good book, All You Need Is Josh. All You Need is Josh. So this book is written by Supriya Paul. So guys, remember all these books. But guys, all the very important questions are now over. Now we are moving to important questions. You have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform. And guys, remember, please join our Telegram group from the description box link, and we are providing maximum discount, that is 70% discount we are providing. This is maximum till date we are providing, and this is freedom sale, and you can avail this offer till the date of 16th of August. So guys, hurry and grab this offer. So here is the first question. National Health Authority or NHA has signed a agreement or MOU with which institute to strengthen India's response to the COVID-19 crisis? So very static question. You can just remember the question as in slide, and answer of this question is IIT Delhi. So answer of this question is B. And guys, you can also see this. National Health Authority teams up with the IIT Delhi to strengthen India's response to COVID-19 crisis. And this is just to strengthen India's response to COVID-19 crisis, and it will help in adopting health innovations across more than 23,000 Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana impaneled hospitals, because National Health Authority and IIT Delhi will support innovative solutions which will cater to the needs of priorities of the Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana ecosystem. So that's why it will help in adopting health innovations across more than 23,000 Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana impaneled hospitals. They will also help in identifying innovative healthcare solutions so that Indian health system can be enhanced, and give a platform for various organizations, or you can say various manufacturers, to come together to solve complex healthcare challenges in India. So overall, in simple word, you can say that it is just to improve the healthcare innovation so that we can improve the health ecosystem of India by new technology. So in very simple word, you can say, and they will use this organization, National Health Authority will use the expertise of IIT Delhi for this. And National Health Authority is a government agency responsible for implementing the scheme, very famous scheme, Ayushman Bharat, Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana at national level. So 5 lakh rupees, this is the world largest health insurance which is provided by India. 5 lakh rupees is provided by India. And the CEO of this National Health Authority is Ram Sevak Sharma. Ram Sevak Sharma. Moving to next question. which company has partnered with Finbox to offer digital credit products to its merchants? So very simple question. It is just to provide credit to various manufacturer or the micro, small and medium enterprises through digital medium. And name of this company is IIFL or India Infoline Limited Finance. So answer of this question is A. Again, this question is very much static, so you have to just remember the question as in slide. So IIFL Finance partners with the Finbox to offer digital credit products to the merchants. So IIFL Finance has partnered with this Finbox. Finbox is basically, you can say, Bengaluru based or Gurugram or Haryana based, a digital credit products offering company, and they will provide credit to various MSMEs, and they are also providing a offer which is buy now pay later offer, and also providing working capital and the credit products. You can see here, as a part of the partnership, both the organization, one is the IIFL, second is the Finbox, will disburse almost rupees 1000 crore loans over the next 2 quarters, or you can say over the next 6 months, through a completely digital mode. It means they will provide the loans almost 1000 crore to the MSMEs in the next 6 months. The key reason behind this partnership is to make the lending process entirely digital and the hassle free. And the Finbox is also launching a multiple new age credit products for the retailer and the MSMEs through the Finbox embedded finance platform. So guys, MSMEs are basically debt ridden due to COVID-19. Now, to revive these MSMEs, we have to launch these type of the platforms so that they can avail maximum to maximum credit, and we can basically do maximum to maximum growth in the year of 2021. So guys, don't remember the companies about the companies, because these companies are not important. IIFL is not important. Its headquarters is in Mumbai. Finbox is also not so much important. So moving to next question, and it is from picture. It is World Organ Donation Day. It is celebrated on 13th of August. So World Organ Donation Day is annually observed across the globe on 13th of August to create awareness about the importance of organ donation and to encourage organ donation among the general public. Because organ donation is a process of surgically removing an organ or tissue from a person or the donor and placing it to the another person or the recipient. So India observes the annual National Organ Donation Day on the 27th of November. Guys, remember, India celebrates or observes the annual National Organ Donation Day on 27th of November. And the National Organ Donation Day is organized by the National Organ and Tissue Transportation Organization and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So guys, you can just remember, and you can also remember the world's first ever organ transplantation. Remember, organ transplantation, or you can say kidney transplantation operation, was conducted on 23rd of December in 1954. This was the first organ transplantation, or you can say kidney transplantation operation all over world, and it was happened in 1954. And the main surgeon, or you can say the lead surgeon, was Joseph Murray. Joseph Murray. He was the lead surgeon. Even for this, he received the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1990. Guys, remember this. Moving to next question. It is from one-liner important points, and first here, but we have to change the color so that you can see properly. Indiaspora released first of its kind 2021 Indiaspora Philanthropy Leaders List. So guys, this is a mixture of two words. One is India, second is diaspora. So that's why it is known as Indiaspora. So Indiaspora, a US based diaspora body, has released the 2021 India Diaspora Philanthropy Leaders List. It is a first of its kind, or you can say list which recognizes Indian and diaspora leaders across the globe who have made contribution to significant philanthropic activities. And the list, prepared with the guidance of the 9 jurors, draws data from various sources like studies, earlier verified list, and the publicly shared documents. And the list almost features 100 businessmen or tycoons, or you can say industrialists, which includes from India like Gautam Adani is there, Anita Ambani is there, Nita Ambani is there, Kumar Mangalam Birla is there, even Ajay Banga and Manoj Bhargava is there from the United States of America. So these personalities are there. So total list include 100 personalities, which include the business tycoons and industrialists. So you remember Indiaspora, not important so much. Next is Chandrayaan-2 orbiter detects presence of water molecules on moon. So guys, this Chandrayaan-2 mission was launched in 2019, and it is a mission, very important mission, just to check that presence of water molecules on the moon. And the imaging infrared spectrometer, which is also known as IIRS, imaging infrared spectrometer, instrument on the Chandrayaan-2 lunar orbiter has detected the presence of both hydroxyl ions, or you can say OH ions, and water molecules, which is H2O molecules, on the surface of the moon. And the finding will be crucial for the future planetary exploration for the resource utilization and have been published in the journal Current Science. So the name of the journal is Current Science, and this is authored by former ISRO chairman A.S. Kiran Kumar. And this mission was launched in 2019, you have to remember. Next, SEBI merged two debt securities listing regulation into single one. It is not so much important. You can just read this line that SEBI merged two debt securities listing regulation. One debt security regulation named as the Issue and Listing of Debt Security Regulation 2008. Second is Non-Convertible Redeemable Preference Shares Regulation 2013. Now they merged and it will become Issue and Listing of Non-Convertible Securities Regulation of 2021. Just remember about SEBI here. SEBI was established in 1988 and it became the statutory body in 1992. And guys, remember its headquarters is in Mumbai, head is Ajay Tyagi. Next is IATA and UNCTAD extend the partnership to facilitate global trade. So again, not very important. International Air Transport Association and United Nations Conference on Trade and Development have extended their partnership to facilitate international trade, particularly e-commerce in the developing countries through improved exchange of trade data. It will allow efficient processing of air cargo shipments for more than 100 countries. And guys, you have to remember this organization, United Nations Conference on the Trade and Development. It was established in 1964. Its headquarters is in Geneva. Next is government to sell 25% stake in NSE through initial public offer. So government of India is set to sell around 25% stake in National Seed Corporation Limited through initial public offer, and National Seed Corporation is a public sector undertaking under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Because all the students know this, that in February 2021, in the budget session of 2021-22, Nirmala Sitharaman had set a disinvestment target of 1.75 lakh crore for 2021-22. Next is Niti Aayog released a handbook to guide electric vehicles charging infrastructure in India, especially for the states. The handbook named Electric Vehicles Charging Infrastructure Implementation. It was released by Niti Aayog, and the objective of the book is to provide guidance to the state governments and the local bodies about policy making and setting up of the norms related to charging networks of the electric vehicles, or you can, in simple word, you can say that it is just to guide how we can create the infrastructure for the electric vehicle charging. And the total installed renewable capacity of India, excluding large hydro, has crossed the milestone of 100 gigawatt. You can remember this. And 100 gigawatt achievement is considered to be part of India's target of 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by the year of 2030. So remember this. Now moving to next question, it is the question of the day. What was the question of 13th of August 2021? Which of the following bodies issues white color and the blue color forms to investors? So first of all, you have to remember what is the white color form, and the second, what is the blue color form. This is very simple. White color forms are for the resident Indians. Remember, it is for the resident Indians. And the blue color forms are basically for the NRI investors, or you can say foreign venture capitals, any foreign investor, and the foreign institutional investors. So this blue color form is for the NRIs or the NRI investors, and the white color is for the resident Indian investor. And these forms are basically provided by or issued by Securities and Exchange Board of India. We already covered. This was established in 1988. It became the statutory body in 1992. It means it becomes the act under 1992 by the Act of Parliament, and its head is Ajay Tyagi. Its headquarters is in Mumbai. So guys, remember this. Now we are moving to question of the day. In context with the banking, what is the correct full form of ADF? So guys, again, very important term, ADF is there. So guys, please answer in the comment box, and what is the use of this ADF? You have also tell me in the comment box. I am waiting your answer. Please like this video, please share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. And guys, please press this bell button so that you can receive the notification on time and join our Telegram group for the notification. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section definitely. And guys, please subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. The cost is very much low, and we are providing freedom sale, that is 70% discount. This is the maximum we can offer, and you can avail this offer till the date of 16th of August. So guys, hurry and grab this offer. And guys, don't take life so much serious. Please like this smiley. You can also smile, and if you smile, I will smile, and your exam will clear definitely. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.